Thank you, Thank you, Handsome Dan. Welcome back into James L. Robb Gymnasium as we are about set for this men's game in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Bluefield comes in 8-18 overall. They are 11th in the conference. That's where they were projected to start the season. And Tennessee Wesleyan comes in 9-13 overall. They were preseason 7th, now currently set in 9th. And trying to avenge an earlier season last-second win by Bluefield, 72-71, up in Bluefield, Virginia, earlier this season. And so the Bulldogs are going to try to use another big effort from 4 of their double-figure scores in that previous matchup. Jay Reed had 16, along with Keyshawn McPherson for the Bulldogs. And then Mari Young had 13, and Kobe Pride had 10. Ty Hurst had 8 to round out the leading scores for the Bulldogs and try to avenge that loss and help their standings in the conference standings, as well as they're going to try to assure themselves a spot in the conference tournament up in Kingsport, which will be starting, I guess, a week after next, because still got 2 regular season games left in this one.
Correct.
Elijah White had 32 points in that previous matchup, so expect a big night from a couple of Rams tonight, and then the Bulldogs will try to get their offense going as well against this. Wesleyan has won their last 3 at home against Bluefield and have an 11-5 record over the last 30 or so odd games here against Bluefield in this series going on. Ray Stone in his 6th season and Richard Morgan in his 15th will have their teams ready to go. And actually, we're going to go ahead. Let's take a 90-second break, and then we'll be back with starting lineups. Back in 90 seconds. Let's start with the Bluefield Rams and their lineup. They will start 0. Elijah White, the 6-foot sophomore point guard, averages 18.3 points per game. Again, he had 32 in the previous matchup. He's from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Number 1, Quintavious McKinney. He's a 6'5 junior forward, averages 8.5 per game from Lineville, Alabama. Number 20 is going to be Donovan Martin, 6'5 junior guard, averages 10 points a game from Danville, Virginia. They will also start number 22, Danny Alford, a 6'5 sophomore forward from averaging 9 points a game from Emporia, Virginia. And then number 3, Christian Bullock. He will be a 10 points per game average for the senior guard, hailing from Goldsboro, North Carolina. And then on the other side for Coach Ray Stone, he's got a little bit different lineup than we've seen. Our halftime guest from the women's game is Nashawn Jones. He gets introduced first. He's number 3, 6'3 senior guard, 5'1". He hails from Stone Mountain, Georgia, transferring in from Point University. Then it'll be number 4, Jay Reed, the 6'5 junior forward, averages 7.7 points per game and 4 rebounds from Birmingham, Alabama. Number 13, Amari Young, second leading scorer for the Bulldogs. He's a 6-foot junior guard from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Number 24, Kobe Pride, the 6'9 junior center, 9.5 points per game, along with 6 rebounds from Unionville, Tennessee. And then number 30, Ty Hurst. He's the leading scorer, 10.5 points per game, 6'5 junior forward for Ty Hurst from Knoxville, Tennessee. Those are our starting lineups. Coach, this is always a tough matchup for the Bulldogs sometimes, and usually it's the home team is favored most of the time in this series. But even though Bluefield is kind of in 11th spot down near the bottom of the standings, you can't overlook them, and you got to get going early.
No, they're always athletic. They always play hard. Coach always has them ready to play. Obviously, they're good enough to beat us up there. So you've got to be prepared. It's a big game. It's very much like the women. We're looking to try to solidify a spot in Kingsport. Yes, we're sitting in 9th right now, or 11th right now, I guess. But you could be, no, I'm sorry. Go back, 9th right now. But you're only 2 spots out of 11, or 2 games out of 11, and 2 games out of 7. So you've still got a lot to play for in this last week, and got to start with this game today.
Bluefield wins the tip. They're rocking all navy blue uniforms with red stripe on the shoulders, red numerals, white trim, and it's going to be Martin that gets them on the board first with a lay-in on the left side. Quick attack there by the Rams offense.
No half-court trap.
Now Wesleyan has Ty Hurst give them the lead, 3-2.
2-3 zone, looking for a half-court trap. Did a good job finding the open man in the corner.
So it's 3-2, Wesleyan in front now. Both teams taking the early lead on each possession. Wesleyan home white uniforms, blue numerals. Bluefield takes another jump shot. This one is going to be by McKinney. He knocks it down from the short corner, and it's Bluefield back in front by 1, 4-3. Just a minute played. Hurst thought about the 3 again. Instead, he'll pass it down low to Pride. Pride back to the basket, working his way in. Little baseline hook is good, and the Bulldogs back in front by 1.
Good patience. Did a good job getting his feet set. And nice little turnaround.
It's been something that Pride, I know, has been trying to work on his game, not being too quick down there with it. Just making good, solid moves. Out front, it's going to be Bullock against Young. Wesleyan showing a little bit of man-to-man here, it looked like. Long floater off the mark. Offensive rebound comes down. Hurst got his hand on the ball as it went up. Good save by Jones underneath. So good job by those two.
That was interesting play.
Yeah. Hurst slapped it off the floor, off the block, misses his layup on the other side. It'll go out of bounds off of Wesleyan on the rebound. And that one.
Did a good job getting it to the basket. Didn't do a good job finishing.
So Wesleyan gonna.
So Jones for West, I guess, tonight.
Yep, and that's what it looks like.
And Reed.
Getting in place of
for
Rozier.
Rozier,
yep.
Yes.
Darius have been starting several games down the stretch here and have been playing well to deserve it. And going different lineup, and it could be the guard-heavy lineup here for Bluefield.
Absolutely, just what I was about to say. They're a little smaller, a little quicker, a little more athletic, and we're trying to match up with that.
Martin drops it down to Bullock. Bullock fade away in the lane is good for the Rams, and they go up 6-5 here. Couple of minutes into this one. Here's Hurst, goes to the baseline, kicks it back out to Young. Young drives in, a little unorthodox shot, rebounded by Reed. His putback is no good, but he'll draw the contact on the shot. He'll get 2 shots coming his way, and that one's going to be on Alford, his first, team first. And so Jay Reed will step to the line. 66% shooter on the season. This Bulldog team coming in, losing their last 2 games, including a loss on the road to Milligan, who undoubtedly has the probably top prospect for the Appalachian Athletic Conference Player of the Year in Folly Bogan, who has had 35-plus points per game against Wesleyan this year in both games. Matt and I got to make that trip as Reed knots this game up at 6 apiece.
He gets a lot of shots, but he gets a lot of points.
Yes, he does. That he does. And so then they also took a loss as well here at home against Union by 1 on Wednesday night.
Well-played game. Top team in the league. Played them right down to the wire.
Here's Bullock on a drive. Shot off the mark, but they'll say the whistle on the shot is going to be against Ty Hurst. That's going to be his first, team first.
Bailed him out a little bit there. He's a little off balance, falling away on that one. And no question, we fouled him.
Both shots that Bullock's kind of taken, he's done that. So it's been interesting. Fall away type shooter, fade away, as they say. Bullock misses the first one. He's a 75% shooter from the stripe. Got several seniors or graduate students on this team for Richard Morgan. A couple of them scratched from the lineup today. And Bullock misses both. Jones collects the rebound here for the Bulldogs. He'll push it up the far side of the court. Hurst, corner three on the opposite side, missed it. Reed battling for the rebound, couldn't get it, and Rams Bullock saves it. They quickly work it up to White. White into the lane. Pride tried to block it, but White able to score anyway.
The young man gets end to end pretty quick.
Yes. Might be a reason he had 32 points in the previous matchup.
You better find him when the ball changes hands.
Out of bounds, it'll stay with Bluefield as Wesleyan mishandled the inbounds pass down there. Or the inlet pass trying to get into the paint. Wesleyan will have Jones shadowing White, and that may be part of the reason Jones talked about it at halftime. He thrives on his defense, trying to turn it into offense, and he's guarding White man-to-man. White and him battling up here at the Dwayne Farmer Court logo. Now they go baseline on the feed to McKinney. Bounces it down low to Martin. Martin back to the basket against Hurst. Headband versus headband right there, and Martin wins it. Bluefield up by 4. Hurst away of the sideline, gets the quick pass, then throws it into Kobe Pride for a quick 2 off the glass. Good transition offense right there for the Bulldogs.
Nice quick look inside, good delivery, good finish.
Jones still going to shadow White up the court. Now White just essentially backing his way down the back court there all the way. Baseline drive by Martin. Martin loses the handle underneath, trying to shovel pass it. Now Hurst got it. He'll come away after the pass from Reed.
That's right, Reed got on the floor.
Yep.
Got that one, did a good job.
Hurst pulls up, blocked on the right lane there by Martin, or by Alford, sorry. And Reed will pick up McKinney in the front court. Drops it back, Bullock. Bullock takes it to the left side around the screen. Now here's Martin into the lane. Jump stop, slid a little bit. Shot comes off to the left side, and Reed collects that one. He's going to bring it up the court for the Bulldogs. Now Jones goes in. Bump on the contact, got the shot to fall, but no whistle on the foul.
No call there.
Went in.
Like you, I thought there was a lot of contact once he left the floor.
Second time we've been tied, this time at 10 apiece. Now Bluefield's White trying to get free. Several players slipping already early on the floor.
Surprising.
Far side.
The air conditioning may come on soon.
Martin has it. Kicks out front. McKinney takes a 3 for Bluefield. That one caroms off the glass into the hands of Young. Young looking out. He's got Hurst to his left. Now Hurst rolls baseline. Out front comes Reed to get it. Jones on the right wing. Touch pass over to Hurst. Hurst feeds it baseline to Reed.
Need to duck in there, Kobe.
Gets it to Hurst, and Hurst strokes the three-pointer and gives the Bulldogs another lead, 13-10. Nice looking touch there by Ty Hurst. Good assist by Reed. White still trying to back down Jones from the half-court line. Quick drive, McKinney mishandles it on the touch pass, and now the foul, and that one is luckily going to roll over, but Wesleyan's going to get called for the infraction either way. This one's going to be on Jay Reed, his first, team second.
I don't see a lot of difference between that call and the no call on the other end. Went up.
A lot of the same contact.
Little hip contact on the side.
And I think Jay Reed.
I've identified the difference. Whistle blew on one, it didn't blow on the other.
There you go. I think Jay Reed was trying to get that explanation from this baseline official too of what was the difference as McKinney makes the first one. It's 13-11, Bulldogs still in front. Number 11, Caleb Morgan, getting set to check in. Coach's son. He's getting the shooter and McKinney out. If McKinney can convert this one. Just under 14 minutes to go here in the first half. And McKinney makes both of them a 1-point game. Bulldogs lead of 3 was the largest. Alford will check out. Young looks at Coach Stone to get the signal, ready to go. Up the left side of the court. Switches it to his right hand, now calling it out. Center of the court, and it's White guarding him. Young brings it near wing. Pride goes to the low block. He's double teamed. Somebody's got to be open. far side, it's Hurst. Hurst able to avoid the sideline with his heel up. Here's Reed, a little turning hook shot, no good. Rebound tipped out by Pride. Hurst again, far corner. This time he's getting the shot off, and he's got another three-pointer for Ty Hurst. 4-point lead for the Bulldogs, 16-12.
Nice inside-out action there. Found a shooter in the corner.
Pride able to keep that one alive on the tip out, and they work it around. Now Jones picks White's pocket momentarily, trying to get it.
And then he goes and fouls him in the backcourt.
Yep. And he knew it. He'll pick up his first, team third. He didn't feel like White had the ball, and he's trying to go around him, but get called for the hook pretty quickly. So it's going to be Martin to inbound it, trying to get it into White. Jones still right there with him, step for step.
Getting a full 30 seconds on the shot clock because it occurred in the backcourt.
Here's White. Gets to the 15-foot line, lost it on the way up, deflected by Pride. Young had it. Now to Hurst. Hurst going all the way in. Dump pass to Jones. Jones double pumps underneath and scores. Nice little move by Nashawn Jones inside.
Wasn't sure we were going to get the pass to Hurst down the sideline. He was able to come away with it.
Pride
got good penetration and a nice kick to Jones.
Made it easy. Wesleyan back in transition once again, and Amari Young pushes the lead to 8 on the quick outlet pass. And a full timeout called by Bluefield as Wesleyan is up 20-12. We'll take the break with them. Back from Wesleyan in 60 seconds, back in 60. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison here. Wesleyan had to withstand some runs by Bluefield and Bluefield's lead, and Wesleyan takes it back and pushes it to 8. They have scored 7 straight points. They've turned up the defensive side, and it's led to some quick points on the offensive end. White with the ball for Bluefield. Shot clock down to 15. Gets a screen, goes baseline, goes up and under, reverse layup, and that was just a pretty take by Elijah White.
It was a nice take, but you can't let him go baseline. Kobe's there. He got to step and cut that off. Make him give it up.
Yep. Put a foot on that line, so he's got to go the other way or pass it out. Here's Young, top of the key. Got free for a screen was Hurst, just short on that three-pointer.
Ran the elevator play with the double screen at the top, run them through and shut the door.
So White has it for Bluefield from the AAC logo. Jones picked his pocket. That one was dribbled out of bounds, but they missed it. They work it back around. Martin now trying to take it off the top of the key against Young. Young staying right there with him. Good defense by Amari Young. Straight up. Martin just makes the shot over him, so Bluefield out of the timeout has rolled off 4 straight points. 11:33 to play. Here's Pride back to the basket. Circles out of the double team, finds Jones, extra pass over to Reed, far corner 3, and that's bottom. Jay Reed pulled those hands down quick. He knew it was good.
Some of the ball goes inside to Kobe. Kobe Pride, the double team is coming. They're doing a good job at this point of skipping the ball to the backside and finding the open shooter.
White out there. Jones got the arm extended, so the 5-second call had started. Here's a drive inside by Washington Thomas, who's checked in. Fade away on the baseline. His shot rolls off the back. Morgan gets the rebound. His putback is good. Caleb Morgan cuts the deficit to 5. 23-18. Here's Jones in transition. Down to Pride. Now they double team him. Kick back out to Jones on the right wing. Jones goes baseline. Up under, reverse layup, falls short. Morgan chases it down the far sideline.
Probably could have given that one up.
Definitely agree there. Martin goes in, spins into the 15-foot line. Jumper is good there, and we're to a one-possession game at 3 points. 23-20 with 10:18 to play in the first half of action. Jay Reed sends it left side to Jones.
It's only been a game of runs thus far.
Here's Hurst knifing his way in and just jump ball. It'll keep it with Wesleyan. Coach Morgan forgot his team won the tip-off. He was pointing the other end. He was just glad it wasn't a foul. He thought that's what it was about to be.
Might not forgot. May have just been pointing. Just trying to get the call.
Yeah. See if he can get that one flipped. It's Jones going to key it in. Quick pass to Reed, who came rolling to the bottom, and Reed puts it up through the traffic and scores. 25-20, Bulldogs in front.
Coach Morgan did not like that lack of defense on the block there, getting them sub in.
Especially when it's right there in front of the inbounder and you get that
looking right at it.
pass.
Let him
Martin
step right there.
banks in a three-pointer from the left wing for Bluefield to answer back. 2-point game now. Wesleyan
Banked it in.
just cannot avoid the momentum swings in this one right now. Far side, Hurst sends it back up top to Young. Now back pick for Hurst. Three-pointer for Hurst rolls over the rim. Might as well let him shoot it. He's been knocking them down. Here's White. That speed using to get free. Gets the layup. Wesleyan's going to be tied up once again. 25 apiece this time for the third tie with 9:21 to go and timeout on the court by Wesleyan. Ray Stone wants to talk it over. 25 all. We'll be back from Wesleyan in 30 seconds. Back in 30 seconds. Tied up at 25 apiece with 9:21 to go. Wesleyan will get some substitutions in. Essentially we've only got 4 guys on the floor. Jay Reed staying out there with them. So he was ready to hit the water cooler real quick. Bulldogs will have Zaylin Callahan, number 15 from Powder Springs, Georgia, the sophomore guard. They'll also have Stratton Lavorne, sophomore guard, number 34 from Shelbyville, Tennessee, and then Peyton West, number 20, junior guard from Cookeville, Tennessee, and then Darius Rozier played his ball at Coffee County in Manchester as Peyton West misses the first three-pointer of his night.
Good-looking shot from the corner.
Yep.
Good all the way, just didn't go.
Lavorne comes back, tries to close out, but not before Washington Thomas can make the three to give Bluefield the lead once again by 3.
You've got to get some points out of this bunch.
Out front, West sends it to Lavorne. Now near corner, Callahan baseline feed to Rozier. Rozier, nice bounce pass into Reed, and Reed went up for the shot. And instead of all ball, they say he got the arm. This one's going to be on number 5, Sage McClellan, who checked in for Bluefield. He's one of those guys that's been there for a while. He's senior from Port Smith, Virginia. And Reed's going to step to the line here for the Bulldogs. First one is good for Jay Reed. 2-point deficit for the Bulldogs now. Rams have Morgan, Washington Thomas. Martin is out. No, Martin is not out there. It's White as Reed makes both of them. Now McPherson's going to check in here for the Bulldogs, down to a 1-point deficit. Keyshawn McPherson, the freshman, will step in. He's from Powder Springs, Georgia as well. So White walks it up. Morgan to his left. I've got McClellan on the far right side. High post was Alford. Feed it to the elbow. And Washington Thomas has knocked down his second jumper in a row. This time it's only a 2, but it's still a 3-point advantage.
Both teams showing zone. Bluefield
2-3.
Still in it, yeah, still in the 2-3.
McPherson at the high post. Now Callahan open for 3. Forced that one,
they
but
got the bounce? No.
Not getting it, but the tip back is good for Keyshawn McPherson. Had a couple of players in there trying to tap that one in. Keyshawn gets the credit on that one. Here's McClellan, sends it left side. White double teamed on this 2-3 zone by the Bulldogs here. As they're going to try to stop the scoring runs by Bluefield. Caleb Martin gets to the right side. His little floater is good, and it's still a 3-point advantage for Bluefield. 7:41 to play. Callahan's pass is deflected, and then Callahan commits the foul. Nobody heard the whistle. Callahan picks up his first. That's the 4th on the Bulldogs. At least stop the momentum of White being able to take off.
Yeah, they had a breakaway without the foul.
McKinney checks in.
You don't call the foul, Coach Morgan will be really upset. You do call it, he's upset because he thought he had a breakaway layup.
Yep, exactly.
Coaches, I don't understand. You can't please them.
I know. Seems like viewpoints change after you've been off the sideline.
Oh, it was sarcasm, believe me.
Out front, Bluefield has it. Washington Thomas with it. Callahan trying to pick his pocket. Far side, they work it over there to McClellan. High post feed into McKinney, who just checked back in. They've also gotten Caleb Hewitt into the ball game. Down low. Miss there by Alford. That was the worst looking shot Bluefield's taken thus far. Lavorne clears out the rebound.
They're not having any trouble getting the ball to block against our 2-3.
Nope.
We're going to play behind, and we've got to at least make sure we don't let them turn and go to the basket with it.
Rozier on the baseline. Nice cut by Lavorne. Layup on the left side, just misses everything off the rim, hits the backboard.
Him just going right over the front.
Lavorne.
He didn't have the right side. They had taken that away. A nice cut to the basket, but just go straight to over the front of the rim.
Bluefield making some quick cuts through this 2-3 zone. 3-pointer by McClellan off to the left. McPherson collects it. Here comes Callahan. 32-29, Rams in front. McPherson right side. A lot of contact there. Rozier gets the rebound. Put up, got the bucket and the foul. Coach Morgan upset with that one. But there's Rozier. A good bucket there inside through 4 defenders almost. It's first on Washington Thomas. Darius Rozier, a chance to tie this one up with 6:27 to play in the first. Coach Morgan still pleading the case on that one. Really felt like McPherson's could have been whistled, but it wasn't.
I'm not sure what his complaint is.
Don't know either. Tied up at 32 apiece. That's our 4th tie of this early first half. Darius Rozier, good work there at the charity stripe after a big offensive rebound. 3-pointer up, and Washington Thomas has only missed a couple of shots. He's now hit another 3-pointer.
We're going to play the zone. We've got to reach the shooters.
So
he's shown me
3.
he's one of them.
That he is. Averages 46% from the field. Peyton West, 3-pointer on the right wing, missed.
It was open, but not ready to take it.
Extra pass, McPherson into the corner off the offensive rebound by Rozier. Here's West, feeds it into Rozier, back to the basket. Goes up. Bucket is good. There's Rozier willing his way to that
nice
one.
pump fake, nice finish.
1-point deficit, 35-34. Bluefield still in front. Here's Hewitt into the lane. Looked like a travel. Was on skates and slid all the way through it. Hewitt has it on the right wing again. Bounce pass to McKinney at the elbow. Left side, McClellan. Spin move, dump pass down to Alford. Missed it. Callahan intercepts the pass. Bulldogs trying to push the pace. Over to West. Kick back to Callahan. Lavorne, top of the key, straightaway 3 is rattled home. And good for Stratton Lavorne.
I'd like to get him warmed up. He's certainly capable of getting hot. Definitely a streak shooter. I'd like to see him get hot.
Lavorne puts the Bulldogs in front by 2, 37-35. Far side. They go baseline to McKinney, his short jumper. Bounces up and over. Lavorne clears out the rebound. Pump fake. Gets the pass out to Callahan. Back to Rozier. Rozier got a charge called here against Rozier. And Coach Stone wanted that
flop there.
Flop,
little contact, not much.
Rozier's going to pick up his first, team 5th. Substitution coming in is going to be Donovan Martin checking back in for the Rams. Having to tell McKinney to exit. I don't think McKinney realized he was getting subbed out of the ball game. He's trying to stay in the backcourt.
That'd be okay. We'll take a technical.
Yep. Cross midcourt goes Hewitt. Far side, it's Washington Thomas. He's a guy you got to watch out for. He's 3 of 5 and got 8 points. He's left wide open for another 3. This one bounces up off the front of the rim into the hands of the Bulldogs, Lavorne. Lavorne gets it back. Quick pass to Callahan. He fakes the three off a jump by the defender, and his little floater is good for Zaylen Callahan inside. 4-point lead for the Bulldogs, led by as many as 8 early on in this half. Deep three here by Hewitt, missed it. That was a quick shot. I'll take that one. Here's Callahan, right side of the paint. Had a held ball on the way up and still managed to throw the shot, but it missed everything completely.
A little bit of a force, maybe got fouled.
Callahan will pick
sure there
up
was enough to call.
Hewitt across midcourt, 3:45 to go.
Tena's pulled that out and got a little better shot.
Yep, especially run some clock down at least. Here's Hewitt, corner three this time is good for Caleb Hewitt. Puts it down to a 1-point game for the Bulldogs in front. Again, talked about it, you throw records out the window. Bluefield's 8-18, Wesleyan at 9-13. Here's Rozier underneath, reverse lay-in, no good. But it's the 9th and 11th team in the conference standings. Bulldogs at 9, Rams at 11. Deflected out of bounds here by Rozier, so Rams will have to reset the offense. They're going to get White and Bullock back into the game for Washington Thomas, who Wesleyan's glad to see him exit.
Kobe Pride re-enters for Darius Rozier.
Inbounds comes to Alford, kicks it around. White now to Bullock, left open for three, and the Rams are back in front as they knock down the three-pointer, up by 2. Under 3 to play.
Both teams shooting the ball really well.
Callahan into the lane, takes it up on the right hand, missed it. Pride with the rebound on the left side. Sky hook across the lane, and guess what, folks? We're knotted up again, this time at 41. 5th time we have been tied in this matchup.
Just about to ask, how many times have we been tied?
Luckily, I've been keeping a number beside every time it's been tied. Here's far side McClellan, now drops it into the high post to Martin. Martin out to White in the near corner, back to Martin on the wing. Back to White it goes, left corner. Lavorne closes out, and 3 seconds called here against the Rams on number 22, Danny Alford.
Not a call you see much anymore.
Definitely not.
But he had been in there the whole possession. So
Reed, Young, Hurst, and Jones return to join Pride, so the starting 5 back out there for Tennessee Wesleyan with 2:18 to play in the half. 41 all. Caleb Martin back in for the Rams. Here's Jones on the right wing, gets a screen from Young. Bullock able to switch off onto that one. Hurst, left side, bounces it inside the arc to Reed. Now Jones comes flying in, gets the pass. The shot up, foul drawn, but it will roll off, so he'll at least get 2 free throws as Caleb Morgan's going to pick up his first. That's the 4th on the Rams.
Unkind bounce there.
Yep. I definitely thought that was going to fall for him.
We're going to get an and one.
2:01 showing on the game clock. Sean steps in there. Came from Point University. Wesleyan had a lot of big battles with Point University when they were a member of the conference, and essentially traded them for Pikeville in the Appalachian Athletic Conference.
Correct. They moved to another NAIA conference, the Southern States.
So he talked about remembering coming up here and playing Wesleyan. Thought, man, I'd like to play here. Well, he ends up here and goes 1 for 2 at the line to give the Bulldogs the lead, 42-41. Told him he had more energy on the court than in the interview, which was fine, but you need to make sure he brought it tonight. Here's Bullock around the screen at the top of the key. They swing it right side. Martin, he'll back it up, get the new call put out there. Working against Hurst. Hurst and him battling. Hurst with him all the way in. His shot off the mark, but then Martin gets his own putback, and the Rams go back in front by 1. 1:32 to play here in the first half. Hurst.
One of those situations where you're sort of backing away, trying to make sure you don't get the call, and then when you come back down, you find yourself under the goal, but rebound comes right back to him.
Yep. Kick ball against the Rams on the Bulldogs offensive side. So it'll be Young to key it in underneath. Young lobs it into Reed. Reed quick pass to Pride, now back to Young. Young double pumps, can't get it. Jones pulls down the rebound, his putback no good. Came back over the other side.
2 point blank misses, one on each side.
1:15 to go. White's going to slow it down here for the Rams. Standing on the Bulldog cheek at midcourt. Left side it goes to Martin. Martin guarded by Hurst. High post. McKinney back to Martin. Martin now pulls up 15-foot line. Missed it. Long run out. Ball tipped up, and Hurst collects it for Tennessee Wesleyan. Ty Hurst brings it up to the top of the key. Finds Reed. Reed goes in. Pulls up about a 15-footer off the mark to the left, and White collects it. 47 seconds to go. Bullock transition. Baseline to McKinney. McKinney from the left baseline sends it out front to Martin. There's plenty of difference in the game and shot clock, so they'll have to take the shot. White out front. Sends it over to Martin. Pass back to Bullock. Bullock working against Hurst. Now switch off Young guarding him. Fade away from Bullock. That's going to carry him out of bounds and go Bulldogs' favor with exactly 17 seconds left on the game clock. So Bulldogs will have it coming this way. We've got a halftime interview coming up. A couple of Lady Bulldogs have joined us up here. We'll talk to them in a little bit. Here's Jones. 9 seconds to go. Now Young with it. Reed sets a good screen at the top of the key. Young drives. Looking for the kick out. Finds Hurst. Clock down to 3. Hurst shot goes up and drops in at the buzzer. Ty Hurst got the home bounce to give the Bulldogs the halftime lead.
Home bounce.
That one was close to hitting the shot clock potentially, which would have been a wave off of the shot, but it bounces straight up, got level with the shot clock, and dropped straight back down in the net to give the Bulldogs the halftime lead, 45-43 here against Bluefield. We said it would be a tough battle, and so far it has been, as the Bulldogs and the Rams battling here in Appalachian Athletic Conference play. Again, telling you the halftime score before we take a 2-minute break. It's Wesleyan 45, Bluefield 43. We'll be back from James L. Robb in 2 minutes. Back in 2. Back here, halftime of the men's game in this Bluefield Wesleyan matchup. In the doubleheader, men trying to battle back and make this a 2-for-2 on the day, was the Wesleyan women came out victorious against Bluefield and a comfortable lead, as Donnie Mayfield has spent his day at baseball, has joined us here for basketball after baseball picked up a 2-0 win up at Athens Insurance Stadium, Jack Bowling Field. And we're again at halftime. Guys leading it after Ty Hurst makes essentially a buzzer beater three-pointer with a couple of seconds left, 45-43 after a quick transition by the Bulldogs. We had 11 times the lead changed hands in that first half. Very quick back and forth between both teams. and we had 5 different times that we were tied up in the scoring column. So expect the second half to be more of the same as these two teams battle it out. Again, the 9th place Bulldogs and then the 11th place Rams. So Bluefield trying to essentially get themselves into a better position for the postseason, and Bulldogs of Tennessee Wesleyan trying to assure of where they're going to end up in Kingsport and try to make their run. We're joined by 2 Lady Bulldogs who are really no stranger to the local area and have called their names a couple of times on WJSQ in the past, has followed them in the postseason when they were at Meigs County High School, and we've gotten to chat with both of them. I know, Jacelyn, we actually talked, I think the first time we ever interviewed you was at Bluefield 2 years ago, I believe, as a freshman. And then JC, unfortunately, we talked to you last year at Johnson University, where it was the weirdest setup in terms of anything I've ever broadcasted in my short career of doing this. We were in a classroom above the gym, and I felt awful for our listeners and Dan and Will back at the station because the internet kept cutting out. We had no cell phone reception, so it's not on our list of places to return, but I definitely wanted to get a chance to talk to J.C. Powell again, and Jacelyn Stone joins us as well. Coaches, do y'all vote to come 2 by 2? Because Coach Rice, I get him to line players up, and I think he has sent everybody in pairs this year. Is this a pact y'all made, or what is it?
No, he says pick 2. I don't care who, but 2's going after every game. So. Okay.
I like that. He's just taking a different approach to it. He does his interviews with us right after the games, of course, now, and so get a chance to talk to you, 2 of you. So obviously you 2 come as part of the quartet that came from Meigs County and the Crowder twins, who we've already chatted with. Talk to us a little bit about that, about the decision to come over here and play together, continue your playing career together at the collegiate level for both of you.
Well, I don't think that any of us really talked about it like, hey, we all want to go here and play together. I think it's kind of known. We just kind of like sticking together, and we've played with each other since we were about 5 years old, and I think it was kind of all known this is where we wanted to go, this is where we wanted to end up. It just happened that way.
Of course.
Yeah, we all committed, I think, at different times within a same week or 2, but we didn't talk about it together. We didn't really make a decision together, but it definitely helped to know that I'd be playing with the same people I've been playing with since I was 5, or 5th grade, not 5.
Well, that might answer my question. I just wondered if Coach Rice recruited all 4 of you at the exact same time to make it a little easier, but it sounds like maybe different times of choosing that option to come over and play. And, of course, I imagine for both of you, what's it like being able to play so close to home and have family come and be a part of your games?
Yeah, I think that was a big part of me, like wanting to come here and be close to home, because it's such a better feeling when you have family that can come to your games and you're not 2, 3, 4 hours away from home all the time. I like playing local, and I think a lot of us like that, and we have friends and family come out every game, so.
Yeah, same. We both, I think, grew up with a really strong support system from family and friends. And it's not just family that comes out. It's past Meigs fans, too, that are like, hey, we're going to come watch you guys play. And so that's really special.
You can usually see a big group of them off to the far side of the gym over there. And so it's interesting to see. It was a great crowd on hand here this afternoon for y'all's win against Bluefield, and one that essentially solidified your place in the postseason today. That really assured you as you've got some advantages over tiebreakers, the teams right behind you all. But obviously, JC, your dad went here in the Hall of Fame here, coached you all through high school. Is there any coaching still going on from Coach Powell for either one of you? Because, Jacelyn, you were his point guard there, so is there any coaching still going on from Coach Powell in the stands?
I hear a lot, tips, I guess, but he's really enjoying retirement, so he doesn't say too much. I know it'd be a little different. If you hear him yelling during our games, he loves that, but he kind of keeps to himself now, I'd say.
But I hear him in the corner every once in a while. Give me suggestions.
The things he taught us, I think, definitely has stuck with us, though.
Oh, yeah.
From your all's time at the high school level and teams that made runs to the state tournament to Murfreesboro and transitioning to the collegiate level, what has been the biggest adjustment for y'all? You're 3 years in now. What's it been like for you all?
I think high school and to college was a big adjustment for us just because it's just a different game. Everybody's going to be a little bigger, a little stronger, a little faster. I think a big adjustment was the road games being 30 minutes away versus road games being 7 hours away. I think that was a big adjustment. But yeah, I think there's just a big jump from high school level to college level.
Definitely the road games. I think how the game's played, like she said, it's completely different. You have a shot clock, the line's moved out. It was all a big adjustment. For me personally, the hardest adjustment was moving from a parent coach. I had a parent coach for 7 years of my life. So it was good, but it was personally the hardest adjustment for me, I'd say.
And I'm sure 2 different coaching styles as well, so it's it's a little bit different in terms of that. Obviously, you all had a great game today against Bluefield. Let's talk a little bit about that. JC, you were lighting it up from outside pretty good today, and really all of you all had open looks. Jacelyn, you hit a couple as well, but also we were joking, Coach Harrison and I, we had the point guard, and Jacelyn Stone posted up at the high post in this middle of this zone for Bluefield, but even though you give up some height to a lot of teams, you're still not afraid to attack this rim. What was it for you all today that kind of was just looked good to you all?
Yeah, I think we're kind of figuring out, like, when they're playing zones and they're real long and lanky, if we can get it into that middle position right there and they all collapse, we can kick it out to our shooters. We can get open shots more. I think we figured that out in the past few games, and it's gave us a lot of success recently.
Yeah, they had such a spaced out zone today, so he was really wanting us to push it inside. And this isn't the first time Jacelyn has been put at the free throw line. That's happened since AAU, just because she's so good at the jumpers and like finding people outside the arc. So it's one of our best plays, definitely against the zone, that we ran today.
Yeah, the inside-out game was working well. A lot of kick out for trading 2s for 3s. We joke that sometimes y'all get a little too unselfish and you make that extra pass instead of taking it. Is that something that you just don't want to maybe take a shot and want another open teammate to take it, or is it just, trying to get it to a certain player each time?
I just think that it comes we're most of the time pretty unselfish team, and I think we all just want to get the best shots possible, and giving that one extra pass sometimes can give you wide open versus contested, and I think sometimes we just try to get that extra pass every time we can.
Obviously, you both are here as student athletes, so let's adjust a little bit, talk about the academic side of the world. You're both, of course, part of that big class that came in together as freshmen, but you're listed as juniors now. Talk to us a little bit about the plan. You're nearing towards the end of your playing career and collegiate career. Hard to say, but what's the plan? What have you been studying? What are you working on and looking to do in the future?
So I'm a business marketing major, and I hope to go into sports marketing when I graduate, get a graduate degree, do something similar to this, I suppose. So
okay.
Not speak, but
I was going to say
be
no.
the tech behind it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of my plan.
All right.
I'm an environmental biology major, and so I plan to graduate after next year, and I'm not really sure what field I want to go into yet, but I'm doing some internships this summer, so I'll figure it out.
Now, I know Wesleyan a few years ago has gotten the Kilbride Nature Sanctuary. Have you gotten a chance to go out there?
Oh, yeah, I've been out there a few times and done some volunteer work and got to see it. It's really nice out there.
And it's over there in the Dayton area across the river. And, of course, Bill Kilbride, an alum and board member here at Tennessee Wesleyan, donated that property a number of years ago. And it's I know it's a great feature for the university to have and get you all hands-on experience out there.
Oh, yeah,
that's
it's great.
huge. And JC, it hurts me to hear that you don't want to talk on the radio or do broadcasting side of it. You've been good to interview, but nonetheless, we always can use producers behind the scenes doing stuff and getting that opportunity.
Not a huge fan of public speaking, but I'm learning. I'm having to learn for class. So.
Well, you do a good job. Lexi Bates was up here with us a couple of weeks ago, and she joked that as they were getting ready to end it, she talked about she's kind of marketing major as well. And she said, this wasn't as bad as everybody else makes it out to be. She said, I might come back in a couple of weeks. So it sounds like you and Lexi could form a little duo right there and get going.
Me and Lexi are best class partners for a lot of things.
Well, Lady Bulldogs, J.C. Powell and Jacelyn Stone joining us here. And girls, we appreciate you joining us, and best of luck. We'll be with you on the road. Talk about one of those long road trips. We're going to Pikeville on Wednesday night. So That's going to be an interesting road trip, about a 4.5-hour drive to take the shortest route. I don't know that the charter bus will go that route, so we'll find out how long that trip will be. But we appreciate you taking the time out and joining us up here in the broadcast booth. So best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
J.C. Powell and Jacelyn Stone, part of that Meigs County quartet that came over and have been outstanding here for the Tennessee Wesleyan Lady Bulldogs as they pick up a big win against Bluefield here at home today and help solidify their place in Kingsport coming up in another week or so. Of course, with the way the conference carries the games, we really don't get a chance to make the trip up there anymore to cover the radio games. Of course, also covering McMinn games, which reminds me to tell you that a couple of announcements. We'll be in action next Monday night at 6 and then Tuesday at 6 as well for McMinn County's girls consolation and then the guys consolation the following night. Girls will play Walker Valley. The guys will play Cleveland in rematches. And then Wednesday night we'll have Pikeville on the road. Matt Harper and I making that trip up there to Pikeville, Kentucky. And then Friday night we'll be with the McMinn girls again at 7 o'clock. And then Saturday night the McMinn guys at 7 o'clock. Those will be the region quarterfinal or the first round of the region. And that's a win or go home next Friday and Saturday night for those matchups. And our NASCAR fans that might be trying to tune in, the United Rentals 300 NASCAR Xfinity Series race, it'll be in progress, and we'll join that at the conclusion of today's games here from James L. Robb, as long as the weather holds up down there in Daytona. But, of course, it's Daytona week here in February. It's always a big sports weekend going on with basketball nearing the end of the wire and racing down at the most famous racetrack in the world. As we get set here for the second half, Coach, you've got some team numbers. You want to hit those for us real quick?
I do. Bluefield has 43 points on 18 of 32 from the field, 56.3%, shooting it extremely well. 5 of 10 from behind the arc, 50%. The stats went away. And 2 of 4 for 50% at the free throw line. 4 turnovers, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 blocks, and 1 steal. For Tennessee Wesleyan, 45 points on 17 of 36 from the field, 47.2%, 6 of 12, 50% from 3, 5 of 7, 71.4% at the free throw line. Out rebounded Bluefield 19 to 15, had 11 assists, 2 blocks, and 3 steals.
So we get start for the second half. It's Jones, Reed, Hurst, Pride, and Young for the Bulldogs. Martin, White, McKinney, Alford, and Bullock, the starting 5 back out there for both teams. White takes a 3, trying to give Bluefield the lead, and he does out of the halftime break.
And that was deep from the NAIA logo.
46 to 45 now. So Wesleyan's 2-point lead goes down to a 1-point deficit. Here's Jay Reed with it. Bluefield had Martin leading the way with 13 points. White had 9. Now after that made 3-pointer. Wesleyan led in scoring by Ty Hurst with 12 and make that 14 as Ty Hurst gives the Bulldogs their lead right back.
Young and Pride had a little 2-man game going on this left side with a pick and roll. They did double down and he found Hurst cutting into the middle.
So now Bulldogs showing man-to-man defense here. Reed out front guarding Martin. First half we had 11 times the lead changed hands and 5 ties. So back and forth they went. Martin stuck, bounce pass to a cutting Alford, and they're going to say he got fouled on the shot. That one looked uncontested. Ty Hurst is going to be the guy to pick up his second foul. Ty Hurst was on the other side of Kobe Pride from him, but it's going to be a one-shot foul.
Close enough to foul.
That's what I thought. He was so open on the cut, so Bluefield back in front by 1 here. And free throw is good, so a 2-point lead for the Rams here.
Coach Stone not quite understanding that one either. A bit of a phantom foul.
Here's Hurst, top of the key to Reed. Now Jones from the Dwayne Farmer Court logo, driving all the way in, Euro step. Gets the bucket and the foul, so a little makeup there. And guess what? We're tied up at 49 apiece after that bucket count. Our 6th tie of the ball game. So Nishawn Jones chance to put Wesleyan back in front by 1 at the stripe.
Hurst a little late getting in on the free throw lane there for for the free throw, and I thought we were going to get a violation, but the referee held on the ball long enough to get him in.
Missed free throw, so we'll stay knotted up at 49 apiece. White with it from that NAIA logo. Knocked one down just earlier. Coach Morgan calls out a new signal as he comes to his feet. McKinney flashing up to set a screen. White just beats his man off the dribble and gets in there for the easy
explosive.
lane. Back to a 2-point lead. Jones trying to answer back on the other end, and he does just that, and we get tied up at 51 apiece. So back and forth these two teams go. White trying to pass it off. They work it around to Bullock. Bullock bounces it down low. McKinney with it. McKinney double pumps inside. Pride tips out the rebound. Here comes Hurst. Quick shovel pass up to Jones. Jones blocked on the way. Out of bounds off of White. That one, Wesleyan, without the foul call, got the luck of them not calling out of bounds on Jones. So he tipped it back to himself, trying to collect it. So it's going to be Young to key it in for the Bulldogs and to Pride. 51 all. Bounce pass down to Reed. Poked away. Young gets the loose ball. Here's Jones from the perimeter. Hurst feeds it into the paint to Pride. Quick touch pass out to Reed. Reed, head fake. Now he'll spin on the baseline to Pride. Pride steps through the double team and missed it. Gets his own putback. This one he misses, but he draws the foul. So he hustles to follow it up, strips Alford of the rebound, and then gets Alford to commit the foul.
That was a good hustle.
Yep. That's
Stayed with it, able to get it back up. I thought we were going to get it down, but not quite.
Kobe Pride at the line. First one is good. Bulldogs back in front by one here. 17:27 to play. We've been tied 7 times now. And Pride gives the Bulldogs the 2-point advantage. 53-51.
Expect free throws to play a big part.
Yes.
Outcome of this game. We've got to knock them down here in the second half.
Definitely. Bluefield shoots 70%. Wesleyan shoots 69.8. As the season average. Here's Martin, goes to the baseline. Now he's trying to get out of help. Reed right there with him. Fade away. Reed was straight up, but maybe the hand check before on the way up. Reed's going to get called for his second. Team's second as well. Both teams with 2 fouls apiece in the half. Coach Stone pleading the case that Reed was straight up with that one, and it was Martin trying to create a lot of that contact. Martin, the leading scorer for him. He's got 13. White with 11 right behind him. Martin makes the first one. 53-52. Wesleyan led by as many as 8 about midway through the first half. Bluefield is not led by more than 3. Missed it, so Wesleyan will keep the 1-point lead, 53-52. Quick pass up to Jones in the front. Jones fighting through a bunch of traffic. Foul on the floor. That's become kind of the go-to style of driving. That one's going to be on Alford. You just take it right at the guy and try to sidestep him and Euro step.
It has become the popular thing to do.
Here's Pride off the inbounds, finds Hurst open. Closes out quickly. Defense does. Reed takes the 3. Missed it. Not a bad look, but was slightly contested. Young guarding White right at midcourt. Gets a hard screen there from Alford. Fade away from 15 feet. Doesn't take the same bounce for White that it did for Hurst at the end of the halftime. Hurst going all the way in. Tough shot. Off the mark to the right side. White pulls down the rebound, gets it to Bullock. Looked like he traveled with it. Floater in the lane, no good. Reed collects it for Tennessee Wesleyan. 53-52. Bulldogs still in front, trying to extend. Kick over to Young. We need to slow it down for just a second. Get back in rhythm.
Absolutely. A lot of action going back and forth. Not many shots being made.
Young takes the 3 off to the left side.
Just when we talk about slowing it down, Young decides to pull from 25.
Jones blocks McKinney in transition. McKinney gets his own putback, though, and scores, and the Rams are back in front.
You got to follow that up. Did a good job getting the block. If we don't follow up the shot, they end up getting the rebound.
So Bluefield goes back in front by 1, 54-53. Jones using some of that speed and defensive mindset to get back. Reed over to Hurst. Long 2-pointer, bounces up and over the rim. Alford clears out the board for the Rams. They can try to extend it to their largest lead. White gets a screen to the left, uses it. Kick pass over to McKinney. Baseline jumper is good for McKinney. And they are up by 3, tying their largest. 15-20 to play.
White just does such a good job. He's so quick, does such a good job of penetrating, either finishing or finding the open man.
Kobe Pride takes it in. Bulldogs to within 1.
You've really got to be looking to step to help when he penetrates. And like I said, he finds the open player pretty easily.
Sophomore guard out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Just riding Young all the way to the baseline. Out of bounds blocked by Young, they'll say. Deflected there. Very quick first step for White. Wesleyan's got number 20, Peyton West, checking in, along with number 11, Emmanuel Ndombi from Toronto, Canada. As Pride and Hurst will take a breather. Hurst did have to get the finger taped up by Kelly Seekins during one of the free throws by Kobe Pride. Inbounds comes to Alford. Out front, White takes a 3. Karam's off to the right. Trying to chase it down was Alford, and he saves it, but right to Jay Reed. Here come the Bulldogs. Jones steps around, missed it. Ndombi with the offensive board. Put back, no good, but he'll draw the foul here on the shot. Good hustle inside. Just a lot of contact trying to fight through. This one's going to be
hopefully we can knock these down, but we've got to finish.
Yep. And 1 opportunities would be big.
Got to play through the contact. Let's get the ball up on the board.
McKinney kind of shaking his wrist. He's the one that got called for his 2nd foul. Team 4th. Ndombi makes the first one. We're knotted up.
Tied.
56 all. That would be the 8th time we have been tied. Ndombi makes it, and the Bulldogs regain the lead, 57-56. 1-point advantage.
You get the feeling this one's coming down to the wire.
Yeah, we're still 14.5 minutes away, and it feels like it's going to be that way all the way through it. Might run out of paper keeping track of the running score here. Bullock flips it over to the right to White. Wesleyan showing a little 1-2-2 pressure. Now they'll drop back defensively. Bullock around the screen from Alford, and there's a guy that had a hot hand early, Washington Thomas. He's back into the ball game out front with it. Gets the screen from Alford, trying to go around.
He passed it up. Had the open look.
Running floater, good off the backboard for him. Back in front, the Rams go by 1. Here's Peyton West bringing it up the court. Young around the top of the key, looking for help out. Bounces it, and Ndombi gets it right back. Young working against White. That's a good point guard battle inside. Tip out to Jones. Jones goes up and gets fouled hard on the way up. Jones, quick action. That one's going to be on Martin, his first. Team's 5th. Sean Jones is going to step to the line, but first Coach Stone's going to take the timeout to talk this one over. Bulldogs trailing 58-57 here in this one. Full timeout on the court. We'll take it with them. We'll be back in 60 seconds from James L. Robb. Back in 60. $13:51 remaining in this one. Bluefield up 58-57. We have had 18 times the lead has actually changed hands, and then 8 ties. If that's any indication through the first 37 minutes or so. Yeah, it's
27.
27 minutes. It's going to be quite the barn burner down the stretch. Jones stepping to the line, chance to tie it up. Jim falls eerily quiet, and that one just clings off the back of the iron. So with this one, he'll have another opportunity.
Makes him 1 for 4 from the line for the day.
Jones, couple of dribbles. High arcing free throw, and we're knotted up for the 9th time, this time at 58 all. Wesleyan showing that full court press once again. Long lob into the front court to McClellan. Martin back to McClellan, right wing. Wesleyan man-to-man defense. Jones now guarding White. White uses his dribble now. West defending down low against Washington Thomas, and Ndombi helps on a kind of overplayed the pick. Washington Thomas three-pointer is good. He hit several in the first half, or several open jump shots at least. Here's Young.
Makes him 3 for 4.
West from the AAC logo sends it right wing to Jones. Bounces it down to Ndombi. Power move across the lane. A lot of contact. Missed the shot. Reed offensive rebound. Young. West. Extra pass to the top of the key is good to knot us up at 61 all. 10 times we've been tied. I don't know what the record would even be for that, but it's got to be getting close. Here's Martin, far side of the court with it. Reed drops back a little bit, anticipates the screen. He and Ndombi helping each other out there. Martin spins across. Ndombi blocks the shot. Ball loose. Young picks it up. Young spins around Washington Thomas. Young in transition. Euro step in the lane. Double pump. Missed the shot, but he'll get 2 shots coming at the line. White complaining that he was straight up, but he's going to pick up his first.
He indicated earlier in the half how important free throws might be down the end of this game. That's 6, so we'll be on the 1-1 the rest of the way. We've only got 2 team fouls, so we need to get to the line, but when we get there, we've got to make them.
Got to make the free ones when nobody's guarding you. Young does make the first one there, gives Wesleyan the lead, so the 19th time we have changed hands.
And that's Martin's 3rd foul, so I have to get him in foul trouble.
Oh, it's on White. They'll say it's his 3rd foul.
Excuse me, White.
I only had him at 1, but hey, they'll take that one. Well, yeah, the stats have him at 1. So I don't know what scoreboard's a little wrong, but Young makes both of the free throws. 63-61. 12:25 to play. If he does have 3, that's even better.
Thinking maybe the scoreboard's wrong.
So 2-point lead here for Tennessee Wesleyan. They'll drop back defensively. McClellan with it. Drive in, dumps it down to Morgan. Morgan dribbles it off his own leg out of bounds. So Bulldogs avoid that one. A chance to extend this, make it a 2-possession game will be huge.
First time we've had the ball in the lead, maybe this half. Because we had the lead at half, but they made the first basket, made that 3 coming out of the half. That'd be the first time we've had the ball and the lead.
Local product, Ty Runyon, number 5, checking in for the Bulldogs. That's going to be a charge on Jones. Came flying in, tried to pass it up at the last second, but he's going to pick up his 2nd. Team's 3rd.
A little too aggressive.
It's going to be White checking out. Hewitt back in for him. It's going to be Morgan to inbound it. Carradine Hardrick coming to the table for the Bulldogs. Hewitt goes left side. McClellan now working against West on the far side. Baseline, they go in to Alford. Now McClellan has it poked away, trying to save it. He strong bounce in. Washington Thomas comes flying in to save it. Hewitt, shot clock at 8, working against Jones. Trying to take him off the right-hand side. Fade away, blocked. Jones gets bumped.
Yeah, maybe by his own man.
Yeah.
I think McPherson may have got him.
McPherson rolls to the low block. Here's West, kicks out to Jones. Now Runyon's going to reset the offense as we approach the 11-minute mark. Bulldogs up 63-61. Trying to get off this 2-game slide. Now a foul inside as Ndombi does his good work in a post. 2 shots coming. This one's going to be on number 21, Washington Thomas. Jaron Washington Thomas picks up his second, team 7th. Ndombi at the line. Jim falls quiet as he makes the first one, extends it to a 3-point lead. 64-61. Again, Bulldogs led by 8 early in the first half. But it has been another team leading by more than 3 in this entire second half. Now make that 4. Bulldogs have rattled off 7 straight points after tying it up at 61 all. Here's Hewitt, drops it. Washington Thomas, another 3-pointer. Got to know where he's at. It's a 1-point game. Runyon brings it across the time strike. Looking around, goes to the middle of the floor.
He's a 21% shooter from 3 on the season.
He's going to like
today. He's 4 from 5.
James L. Robb apparently. Ndombi trying to work his way in. McPherson 3 at the top of the key. In and out that one goes. Rebound tipped around. Coming away with it's going to be McKinney for the Rams. Quickly Morgan up the court. Lost the handle, then throws up a prayer, and Hardrick catches the backside rebound. Morgan probably not to the liking of his father coach there, as McPherson catches a quick pass up the court and step back, makes the lay-in.
Nice find by Peyton West. Bluefield did not get back well on defense and able to get the ball down the court. About a 40-foot pass.
Here's Hewitt, right side, goes to McClellan. He'll put it on the floor to the left side. Drive, gets all the way to the left side of the glass, missed it, but the tip back is good by McKinney, and he'll draw the foul. So the and one play is good. That one's going to be on Runyon. His first.
Got to box out.
Team third.
Got to box out.
Let's see. So it should make it 66 points for the Rams. 67-66, 9:46 to go. So shot counted, of course, on the tip back by McKinney, and a chance for him to tie it at the line here.
Not sure what the question was at the
I don't
score statement.
I don't know either, because it was, should be one shot, yeah. Ball definitely went in the hoop. It got tipped in. McKinney perfect at the line, 2 of 2.
We'll give him 2 if they'll take the basket off the board.
Yeah. Want that. And we're knotted up at 67 all. Number 11 on the ties. Bulldogs can still keep the lead, though, if they can put one through on this one. Right side, McPherson. Skip pass over to West. Deflected partially. West gets clothesline, fights through it. Runyon on the baseline, coming across. Now he'll retreat to the back corner. West, little baseline floater is good. The guard got open and scored. Using the ball handling skills to get free of his defenders. Runyon's going to pick up Hewitt in the near corner. McClellan dribbles it to the top of the key. West right there with him, step for step. Hardrick guarding Washington Thomas. Washington Thomas into the paint. Fade away, turnaround jumper. He is just shooting the lights out of the gym.
He is indeed.
69 all. Our 12th time to be tied. Under 9 minutes we go.
18 points in the game, their leading scorer.
West sends it over. Washington Thomas averages 5.6 per game. West out front. Ndombi sets him a good screen. Kick over to Hardrick. Open 3 for Hardrick, and he rattles it home. Sheridan Hardrick, big time bucket from the far side. 3-point lead. Washington Thomas couldn't get that one to fall for him. Wesleyan catching a break there. Offensive or defensive rebound by McPherson. Hardrick opposite corner this time, and it's in. Sheridan Hardrick has knocked down back-to-back 3-pointers for the Bulldogs off the bench, and that forces a quick timeout by Bluefield as Wesleyan has extended their lead 75-69. A timeout on the court by Bluefield. We'll take it with them. Full 60-second timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison up here at James L. Robb Gymnasium. Donnie Mayfield made it back. He's handing out the popcorn here to the fans in the second half.
If you like popcorn and you like free, just wait around at the end of the game.
Wait till the end of the guys' game. He's going to dish that out so he can go ahead and clean the machine out there. Here's McClellan with it. Bullock bringing it up the court. Working against West for the Rams. Ndombi, good help on those screens, and Ndombi is
good help and recovery.
Here's McKinney into the paint. Now he'll circle it behind the perimeter. Under 8 to play. Backing down, West trying to jump in there and steal it away from Martin. He and Hardrick have the double team. That leaves Bullock wide open for three.
Off of him.
And they drill the three-pointer on the far side. Coach Morgan threw his hands up pretty quickly. He knew it was in.
It looked good from the beginning. Peyton really hustling, working hard, trying to get the steal of the jump ball over there. Went to the floor, and that left his man wide open on the kick out.
Ndombi double teamed in the low block. Now West. Hardrick. Gut check time. He's hit 2 in a row, and then him and Runyon miscommunicate, and pass goes flying out of bounds. Runyon went baseline on him. Hardrick was trying to get to the corner, and Runyon just trying to give him the space, I think, to shoot it. Here's White back into the ball game. Wesleyan's momentum had kind of shifted in favor of them when White had went out. 7:14 to play.
Yeah, coming out of that timeout, looking to extend that lead.
Now they foul a three-point shooter, Peyton West. It was kind of a leaning three-pointer, but didn't give him enough room.
Worst foul in basketball.
Yep.
Never foul a three-point shooter.
So
took a 30% shot and made it a 70.
Bullock's going to step to the line. That's exactly right. 30.2% is his average from behind the arc and 75 from the line. So he'll miss the first one, though. But he's got 2 more of them coming his way here. And remind you, NASCAR fans, the United Rentals 300 from Daytona.
What's the weather there? Do we know?
I don't know what it is, but that Xfinity Race Series, it's in progress, and we'll have it at the conclusion. Let's see if we can find out the weather.
If they're running, then it must be pretty good, because that track gets wet pretty quick.
Bullock makes 2 of the 3 down there at the line. Back to a 1-point game. Bulldogs still with the lead. It is a light drizzle, the app says. A lot of forecasted rain down there in Daytona. Here's Hardrick, another 3 from the right wing. That one airballed. Runyon tried to come in on the baseline, briefly knocked it away, but Martin recovers. Here's
a little
White.
bit of a force on that one.
Bullock.
The other 2 came out of the offense. That one, no.
Coach Stone going to the bench real quick. He's going to send Ty Hurst back out there.
I was looking for all 5 starters to come back soon.
Would not disagree. I think that's what he's trying to look at. Here's a drive by Alford, and he hits the deck pretty hard. And a foul's going to be called on the Bulldogs, McPherson.
That foul differential we had has quickly decreased to 7-6.
Jones and Hurst coming back to the scorer's table. They're going to have to get the shirt tucked in there for Alford. 62% roughly shooter on the season. Makes the first one, and if you're keeping track at home, that's the 13th time we've been tied up, this time at 75. Pride also joining the substitution, so McPherson and Runyon will stay out, and Jones, Pride, and Hurst join them. Chance for Bluefield to take the lead, and it's short. Should have close to a lane violation right there as he jumped across before it ever got close. Here's Runyon. Gets it over to Jones. Bulldogs can keep the lead if they can knock one down. Here's Pride. Spins into a double team looking for help. Pass deflected off the backboard and into the hands of Martin. Martin pushing the pace into the middle of the paint. Kicks over to Bullock. Bullock drops it back to Martin. Martin goes baseline, has to circle it back around. Good help defense by Pride. Straight up, but Bluefield able to make the leaner in the lane, and they take the lead 77-75.
Haven't scored since the timeout. Took the timeout at 75-69. Coming out yet, haven't scored since.
Big run here by the Rams. Jones, he'll take the three from the left wing. Off to the right, but Ty Runyon with the putback, and it's good. And we're knotted up once again. Any thoughts that this one's not going to come down to maybe who has it last? Will be in question. Here's White. Quick pass over to Martin, right wing. Martin knifes his way into the lane. Now kicks it to Bullock for three. Bullock makes the shot. And timeout called here as Coach Morgan looks to his coaches to see what he wants to call with the timeout on the court. Bulldogs trailing 80-77. We'll be back in 60 seconds, back in 60. WGSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. We're Dwayne Farmer Court and James L. Robb Gymnasium, and it's a 3-point lead for the visiting Bluefield University Rams against Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs. 80-77, well above both of them scoring average on the season. Wesleyan 74.5, Bluefield 72.7. Coach, you were talking about the three-pointers made by Bluefield at 58.8%. It's well above their 30.8% average.
It's the difference in the ball game far and away. 10 of 17.
Here's McPherson, drops it back to Runyon. 5 minutes to play in this Appalachian Athletic Conference second game of the doubleheader. McPherson lobs it down to Pride, almost tipped in off the pass. Pride blocked inside, ball still tipped around. Martin comes away with it. Quick outlet to White. They got a 3-on-2 break. Over to Bullock. Bullock takes another three, airballs it, and that's over the back. Yep. That one push in the back there by number 22. 101. That's going to send Kobe Pride to the stripe. Alfred's going to pick up his fourth. Young checks in for Runyon. 1-1. They're going to tell Martin to tuck his jersey in too, I believe. Nope, they're not. They pick and choose which players are going to decide who to tuck jerseys in at different times.
Interesting.
So Kobe Pride steps to the line for a 1-1. And he makes it. So it's 80-78. Bluefield's still in front.
Got your starting five back in at this point.
As Jay Reed re-enters for McPherson. And Kobe Pride makes both of them, so it's a 1-point deficit. Wesleyan going to retreat defensively, except for Jones, who's going to shadow White all the way up the floor. Just trying to move his feet and stay in front of him. Right side, Martin trying to work against Hurst. Gets to the baseline. Hurst pokes it away. Martin gets it. Back out front it comes to White. Under 4.5 to play, 80-79, Bluefield in front. Pride helps and recovers, but White takes it all the way in. Dump pass, now a missed shot. Pride gets the defensive board. They were trying to get a charge taken, but didn't work out. Wesleyan still gets the ball. Not Sean Jones.
Tough shot there.
Wow, takes it up, and it's 21 times we've changed leads, and Bulldogs have it by one here.
A little double pump.
He and Young are pretty good at having enough air time to double pump those layups and make them as they fall away. Far side, Martin with it, guarded by Hurst. Hurst jumped at it. Screen coming to the left. Now Martin trying to up and under, missed it. Reed, good defense, gets the rebound, hounded there by Washington Thomas, clears it out to Hurst. Hurst across the time stripe, spins down the lane, up and under he goes, layup missed.
1-on-3.
Here's White in transition, 81-80. Bulldogs in front, 3.5 to go.
It's a big possession not to get anything.
Pride helps. Jones steps out. Three-pointer up, no good. Over the back right there, but no call. Martin loses the handle. He and Young battling for it. Ball on the floor. Out of bounds off of Bluefield, as they'll say he was touching the sideline as he sent the ball back. Martin now wanting the call. Martin wanting the call against him, but maybe a make-up there.
I think in order to get that over the back, you're going to have to leave the floor.
Yep.
If he just jumps there, he couldn't help but make contact.
He's riding Reed's back, but Reed never left it. Here's left side. It's going to be Hurst with it. AAC logo. Dump pass down on the baseline to Young. Nice baseline feed to Pride. Layup missed. Tipped around. Pride ends up with it. Gets it out to Jones. He wanted to pull the trigger on that one, but missed it. They'll reset
Finish down inside, fellas.
2:50 to play. Bulldogs up by 1, 81-80. Hurst on the left wing. Gets it to a cutting Reed on the left side of the lane. Kick back out. Hurst. Three-pointer on the way. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound collected by McKinney.
Nice inside out. Nice step in shot, just didn't go.
Couldn't get it to fall. Jones picking up White on the defensive end. White gets into the low part of the floor. Fadeaway jumper is good, and the Rams go back up by 1, 82-81.
Those two dry possessions could be huge. Had the ball twice with the lead and didn't get anything.
So changed hands again for the 22nd time. Left side, Jones trying to knock down a three. That one's going to have to bank in, missed it. Rebound tipped away. White ends up with it. Trying to spin out of a double team. He does. Good ball handling there by Elijah White. Jones had Martin, but Martin uses a screen to get free. Pride got a piece of it, rebounds it, clears it out to Jones. Now up to Hurst. Hurst
lost the handle for a second.
Goes up, strong take, couldn't get the and one, but he'll get two shots coming his way, and going to need some of those to start falling for the Bulldogs. That's the second on White.
We've gotten to the goal all game and drawn the contact.
Yep.
Just can't seem to get any of those to go in.
So that's a 9th team foul. Hurst, it's going to be a two-shot foul anyway. So Ty Hurst at the line. First one, he knew it as soon as he shot it. Bullock's going to check out for Martin. Bullock's a guy that's knocked down a couple of three-pointers down the stretch here for Bluefield. So Ty Hurst, second free throw, chance to knot us up at 82 apiece, and it's short. Ball tipped around. Jones ends up with it for the Bulldogs. That's a big recovery there.
It is. Now we have to score.
1:42 to play. Bulldogs down by 1, 82-81. Quick crossover. Jones travel with it and wet floor. Got him. West's going to check in. West is going to replace Jones. So 1:35 to go. Bluefield with possession. Wesley, the Bulldog, going to come out and clean up the moisture on the floor. Got the mop out there. Double duty by the mascot down there. Here's White. He'll catch the inbounds. Minute and a half.
Missed two free throws and turn it over. Important time in the game.
6 of them missed so far for the Bulldogs. 5 missed by the Rams. Far side, it's White with it on the perimeter, getting a screen here from Alford. Quick crossover. Pride trying to close out. 15-footer, no good. Rebound by Alford. His putback, no good, and they foul him.
Again, them on the offensive boards.
This one's going to be on Hurst, his third, team 7th, so both teams in the bonus.
Second chance opportunities.
Alford misses the first one. So that at least keeps it a one-possession game. Both teams even at 6 points off of turnovers, and neither team turning it over much, 6 and 7. Alford makes the second one. Martin will return for him. 83-81. 1:11 to play. So timeout by Bluefield here. Got him with only 30-second timeouts left. We'll take it with them. 1:11 to play. Bluefield up 83-81. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back in 30. Back here at James L. Robb, reminder, we'll have McMinn broadcast next week. There'll be 4 of them in total between Monday through Saturday. We'll have them 6 o'clock on both Monday and Tuesday night, and then at 7 o'clock on Friday and Saturday night in the first round of the region. Monday and Tuesday will be consolation tournament for McMinn County boys and girls, and then we'll be on the road with Wesleyan on Wednesday as well, 5:30, 7:30 tip-off for the matchup with Pikeville. Here's West out of the timeout by Bluefield. Reed goes to the right side. Tough shot, and no foul call on that one, and a quick trigger on it.
Not sure how we missed that.
Point blank range. Bluefield with a 2-point lead. Now they turn it over. Bulldogs pushing the pace. They got a 5-on-4 break. Pass deflected out of bounds by Bluefield, and Mari Young quick hands to pull his hands back down, not try to catch that one, but it does allow Martin to regroup. 36.9 showing on the game clock, 23 seconds on the shot clock. Alford's going to check back in. He's been a presence inside for him.
Defense for offense in that case.
And then Coach Stone's going to take the timeout to talk it over. So full timeout on the court. We'll be back from Wesleyan in 60 seconds. Tennessee, we've got 36.9 remaining. Wesleyan's got the ball in the far deep corner. West gets it in to Young, trailing by 2, 83-81. Pride away from the basket, drops it over to West. West guarded there by Washington Thomas. Shot clock down to 12 for the Bulldogs. Game clock down to 23 seconds. Inside to Pride, 15-foot line. Battling his way down. Sky hook, no good. Reed's putback is good, and we're knotted up with 83 all.
Bluefield has opportunity to get the last shot.
Clock down to 10 seconds. White calling for a screen.
White's going to take it, I would think.
4 seconds to go. Right layup, no good. Kick over to Young, not going to heave it in time, and so we got some free basketball coming up. So if the NASCAR race is going on, we're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. We're knotted up at 83 apiece at the end of regulation, as the Bulldogs get a good stand defensively, coming down the wire with White trying to make a running floater, and they get the rebound and clear it out, and not enough time to really take a last-second shot. So we'll have 5 more minutes of overtime basketball coming up in just a second. Let's take a 30-second break, and then we'll be back with the overtime period. Back in 30 seconds. Well, 40 minutes wasn't enough to do it here at James L. Robb in this Appalachian Athletic Conference. Wesleyan women won pretty easily earlier today. The Wesleyan men having to fight for this one. Again, this just shows you on the men's side, it doesn't matter what standing you're at in the conference. It's been a dogfight all year long with a lot of teams outside of maybe the top 2, but they've had a lot of close games as well. But anybody in the middle of the pack could win on any given night.
Been a lot of close games all year long, and just a possession or 2 here or there has made the difference in the overall conference standings.
Or free throws. Free throws could have been big here coming into this one. But nonetheless, each team set to jump off for this one. Wesleyan will have.
Overall as a team, we shot them pretty well. 16 of 22, 73%. Can't ask for a whole lot better. You'd like to have been able to make them down the stretch there. Not be going to overtime, but
jump ball goes
probably
to
fortunate
Wesleyan.
that we are.
West gets it after the tip by Pride. Reed saved it and passed it over. And we just got word from our man at the studio, Dan Fletcher, that the race has been moved to Monday morning. So three-pointer by Peyton West starts the overtime period in favor of the Bulldogs.
Deep in the corner.
He was way over there in front of the student section, drills it. Now just need a good defensive stand. That's the 23rd time the lead has changed hands. We've been tied 15 different times. Far side, it's going to be Alford into the paint. Pride just swats it away, but it ends up right into Washington Thomas's hands. Washington Thomas lost the handle. Instead, they call a foul on Wesleyan. Instead of hand check, that one's going to be on Young, his first. And it stays in the bonus as what the second half was. So Wesleyan now with 18 fouls. 9 fouls for Bluefield. Young looking for an explanation, not from the official that called that one, but.
So they'll go to the line and shoot 1 and 1.
Yep, 1 and 1 will be coming for Washington Thomas. Washington Thomas, I mean, you look at his percentages, 93 from the stripe. Average is 5.6. He shoots 46% from the field on the season, 21 behind the arc. He's had an outstanding day.
But he is normally a good free throw shooter, and he doesn't get that.
Yep, he missed that one. Young collects it up to Hurst. Bulldogs can extend it to a 2-possession game.
Basket here would be huge.
A minute played in overtime so far. Young dribbles it closer to the perimeter, loses the handle, regains it. Guarded there by Bullock. Pride away from the basket, takes it off the dribble, the left side of the lane, finds West going for another three, and he's got it. Another corner three for Peyton West. Puts the Bulldogs in front by 6.
Big shots, 2 nice shots out of the corner, opposite corners, but 2 big threes. Now defend without fouling.
Hurst out there on Washington Thomas. Martin calling for it. He's got West on him. West, good defense, trying to stay with him. Goes down. Now they got a foul on the floor, a blocking foul on West. Trying to draw the charge on the
I'm
spin
not sure there
move.
was anything.
Elijah White and coming in for Bluefield. Callahan coming in for the Bulldogs.
I'm not sure why White did not start the overtime.
I don't know either. And so now,
clearly what makes their offense go.
yeah, Wesleyan has called a timeout before the free throw. We'll just stay here through this one. It's only a 30-second timeout. 89-83, 3:24 to play here in overtime. Bulldogs, Peyton West coming out to start the overtime period. Hit one from the far corner. They find him wide open on the near corner this time, and he drills it, and really a good gut check for him of knocking those three-pointers down as his teammates give him some round of applause in the huddle. But it will send a 1-and-1 to the stripe after the foul committed by West. And so they will have Martin at the line to take these free throws is Bluefield. He is 1 for 2 there today. He's got 16 points to his credit. Washington Thomas with 18 to lead the Rams. Bulldogs have 5 in double figures. That includes Ty Hurst with 14, Deshaun Jones with 12, Kobe Pride 12, Peyton West 11, and Jay Reed 10. Jay Reed also 9 rebounds. Kobe Pride with 10, double-double for him. Martin missed it. Rebound deflected out off of Bluefield.
Zaylin Callahan has entered the game for Amari Young.
Yep. So Callahan checks in. Now White comes in after the missed free throw. He wasn't going to make it, but he'll check out.
They've missed
off
the front
dead
end
ball.
of 2 1-and-1s. Those could come back to seal their fate if we can take care of things.
Need another possession here to chance to make it another big bucket here. We'll make it a 3-possession game essentially, especially if it's a Peyton West three-pointer. Far side, Pride with it. Hurst coming off a back screen. West at the top of the key. Quick pass into Reed. Reed, a little shimmy shake. Kicks out. Back to Reed. Back to Pride inside. Pride trying to work against Alford. Shot off the mark, but he draws the contact foul, and he'll get 2 free throws. So Bulldogs using some physicality inside Alford's going to foul out of the ball game. That's his 5th.
Doesn't hurt him on the offensive end, but it hurts him on the defensive end and the rebounding.
Yeah, blow the horn. That's 5 fouls on 22. Assistant coach for Bluefield coming up to count it. And I've got him at 5. But we're unofficial up here, so they're not going to ask us. Yeah. Alford's got 4 by the official stats, and official book has him at 5. Coach Morgan going to try to argue with the book. So just a delay of game. The official going to wait on him. The official's waiting on Coach Morgan to bring somebody else out. He's still upset, but it's everybody that's keeping track of fouls except for Bluefield right now has him at 5 fouls. They're going to get a technical if they don't get somebody in.
Yeah, we need to blow the horn.
They've got the timer. Now they're going to get the sub in, and it's going to be number 5. Sage McClellan came from the end of the bench to check in. Maybe trying to cool off Wesleyan and their hot shooting, but.
Should be 2.
Yep.
Well, he was up active shooting anyway, but they're 10 fouls, so everything will be 2 from here on out.
Pride makes a big free throw, 90-83. 3:01 to play. Bulldogs have responded well here in the overtime period. 8-point advantage for the home team. Under 3 we go. Callahan shadowing White up the court. Here's White, crossover, gets into the paint. Running floater, no good. Foul called on the shot though. And that one's going to be on Callahan. That's Zalen's 2nd foul.
If they score 2s at this point, so what? Let's keep the clock running.
Yep. 2:50 to go. White at the line. First one is good. Some of us might have a dance to get to at the high school in a couple of hours. So this one to run as quick as possible. 7-point lead. White converts both of them. Expect him to make them. 91-85, 2:50 to play. 6-point game. Morgan back in. He'll come in for McClellan. Reed going to inbound it, and Wesleyan's going to see full court pressure.
Yeah, got to take care of the ball.
West gets the inbounds. Double teamed. He'll throw it over the top. Gets it to Reed. Reed will slow it down in the front court. Gets it to Callahan. Callahan in there in place of Young right now. Here's West. Lob down low to Pride. Pride dribbles it out of the low block. Gets it to West on the left wing. West has to throw it in front of himself to avoid the contact. Bounce pass into the lane from the baseline to Pride. Little
nice
baby
pass.
hook shot. No good.
A really nice pass back into the middle of the lane. Just not able to get it down.
91-85. Wesleyan in front here in overtime. 2:15 to play. Pride trying to help out. Morgan takes a 3 from the right wing. Missed it. Hurst collects the rebound. Wesleyan could start putting points on the board a little bit more. Would essentially wrap this one up with 2 to play.
Not saying he can't make it, but that wasn't necessarily a bad thing for us. 17% shooter for the season from 3.
Yep. Here's Reed. Spin move against Young. Layup is good
Very
on the left
nice
side. Jay Reed had a quick step off the spin and got it. 8-point lead. Ties the largest once again of the ball game for the Bulldogs. Led by 8 now 3 different times, but twice here in overtime. Charge called against Zero and White. I've got him at 3 fouls.
Take care of the ball, rebound, make free throws.
That will not be a shooting foul. It's a player control foul, so it'll
Which
be.
isn't necessarily a bad thing if we can occupy the ball for 30 seconds here.
Yep, minute 38, 30-second shot clock. Want to try to run it as much as you can. Reed's going to inbound it. Callahan and West up front. Hurst comes up to catch it. Hurst dribbles out of a double team, drops it to Callahan.
In the wrong direction.
And trying to go back,
Got
and then they get a foul, and then that should be a technical on Martin dunking it after the whistle, but refs have the discretion. This one's going to be on Martin. Saw that happen at the end of the Milligan first half of the guys, and Matt Harper asked the official about it because Folly Bogan did the same thing, and he said it could, but wasn't going to. Or it could be a delay of game warning in the book.
Right.
So Zaylen Callahan, he's going to be the Bulldog to step to the line, number 15. Averages 63.6, and again, everybody having to adjust jerseys every now and then, trying to retuck them in. First free throw from Zaylen hits the front of the rim, just dead straight on it.
I made the comment to somebody last week that most people don't remember the old days when Marquette wore uniforms that were made to be worn out.
Yeah.
If all the kids want to wear them out nowadays, why don't we just go back to that?
Yep. Missed
a
free throw.
Second, got the rebound.
Got an offensive board. That's a huge turn of events for the Bulldogs. Callahan. It's going to be a timeout instead by the Bulldogs as Coach Stone was right there by him. Got the timeout called. Full timeout on the court with Wesleyan up 93-85. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back in 60. Back here inside James L. Robb Gymnasium on the campus of Tennessee Wesleyan University. 1:27 to go in overtime. 93-85. Bulldogs in front by 8. Their largest lead of the ball game. The key here is maintain possession and make foul shots because you know they're eventually going to try to foul you if you don't extend this lead anymore. Here's Callahan. Drives right side of the lane. Gets under the defender. Misses the layup. Another inside miss by the Bulldogs. 1:15 to go.
If we're looking for contact, looking for blocks, but we're coming up short on all those.
Washington Thomas finally misses a deep shot. He's been clutch hitting those. Hurst loses the handle on the ball.
Don't foul.
Bullock gets it. And Coach Morgan wants to talk it over as his team has cut it to a 6-point deficit here in the overtime with exactly a minute left. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll just stay here with you through this one. Again, we'll be in action on Monday night at Ray County for the district consolation for the girls at 6 o'clock. McMinn versus Walker Valley. Then we'll be right back there on Tuesday night at 6 o'clock for the guys consolation game. And that will be McMinn versus Cleveland. And of course, the opposite district is District 6. Their guys are finishing up their side of the house championship and consolation tonight. So we won't really know who finishes first yet. Well, of course, Bradley Central girls won their district championship. I think it's 13th or 14th in a row. So the 4 seed, whoever loses Monday night for the girls, will travel to Bradley Central. And the winner and the 3rd place team will travel to East Hamilton for that first round of the region on Friday night. And of course, Wesleyan will be back in action with them at Pikeville on Wednesday, 5:30, 7:30. West gets it in the front court. Now Callahan has it. Trying to get away from Bluefield, and they finally foul with 50 seconds remaining. And this one's going to be on number 1, McKinney. That's his 3rd. And of course, the team's in the double bonus, so 2 shots coming for Zaylen Callahan.
It's amazing how most of the game you do not want to foul, but they call it. In the game, you're trying to foul, and they don't call it. He got fouled about 3 times before they called it.
It's like, how much more do we have to do to foul him as he makes the first one? He uses every bit of the rim to bounce back and forth and knock it down. It's one of those players will turn around and be like, we're slapping the hound out of his arms, his legs, everywhere, but you're not calling it. And Callahan misses the second one. McKinney, though, loses the rebound.
Dropped it out of bounds.
So 48.5. Break goes Wesleyan's way.
Overtime has not been kind to Bluefield.
So it'll be West to key it in underneath. Ball fake to no one. Now the long lob into Pride. Big man catches it behind the perimeter, gets it back to West to run the point. Shot clock at 15 after the missed free throw. There's a hold by McClellan. He tries to plead his case, but when you can see the jersey moving, it's going to get called.
I'm not sure why you wait that long to commit the foul.
Yep, West was dribbling around
Given
for a
the
while.
Circumstances, I think you foul immediately on the inbounds.
West misses the first one. Free throws continue to be a struggle here.
So quickly.
38.5 remaining. Hewitt, they'd already gotten the ball to West. Now Hewitt will come in. That's going to be McKinney checking out. So it looks like Coach Morgan trying to get maybe a few more offensive players or guards in. Some guys that can shoot it. Wesleyan up 94-87. West's second free throw, that one high arcing and good there. Bulldogs back in front by 8 once again. Under 35 seconds to go. Right side, McClellan sends it left side to White. White pull up from 3 deep, trying to bank it in, couldn't get it. Wesleyan gets the rebound. Hurst gets it out to Pride, shot clock off. 8-point lead. And Wesleyan's going to call the timeout to avoid the turnover, and should just be a quick timeout with 20 seconds remaining. It's a full timeout actually, so we'll take it with them. 20 seconds remaining, Wesleyan in front, 95-87. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back here, James L. Robb, Gymnasium, WGSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison. 20 seconds left in this overtime period. Wesleyan with an 8-point lead.
And the ball, most importantly.
Yep. Coach Stone telling Jay Reed, who's going to inbound in front of the Bluefield bench, that we have one timeout left if he needs to call it. They get it into Pride. Pride quickly up to Hurst. Hurst trying to avoid the foul. Kicks out, back out front, under 20 seconds, so Bluefield not looking to foul, and Wesleyan going to end the 2-game slide here. A round of applause from the home fans and James L. Robb as they take a tough battle with Bluefield back and forth, and the buzzer sounds. They come out victorious 95-87 to win it by 8, which is vindicated by their largest lead of the game.
I started to say, that's as big a lead as we had all night.
Yeah, it was a tough battle back and forth, one that featured changing lead 23 times, and we're tied up 15 different times. So both teams battled tough down the stretch. 2 of those middle-of-the-pack teams in the conference that could make some noise here at the end of the season. The last couple of games left for either team. But the Bulldogs earn both W's on the day here against Bluefield, who was visiting James L. Robb. So
it's a great day for the Bulldogs.
Yes, it was. So let's take a 2-minute break, again telling you the final score. Wesleyan 95, Bluefield 87. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Back here at James L. Robb Gymnasium, where the Bulldogs had to use 45 minutes to knock off the Rams, but they control it. Bluefield never even came close to having the lead in overtime after Wesleyan started overtime period with 2 3-pointers by Peyton West from either corner of the court and really stepped on it and kept it going there, Coach.
Yes, they did. It was a nice finish. A little bit worried at the end of regulation, but able to get it into overtime, and then we completely control the overtime period.
So outstanding job. They end up winning at 95-87 against Bluefield. That's 4 wins in a row here against the Rams on their home court for the Bulldogs as they take care of business and essentially definitely keeps them in 9th place or better in the regular season standings right now, because the only team they would have split with now is Bluefield. They've beat Truett McConnell and St. Andrews and Kentucky Christian, swept them here in the regular season. So all those teams would essentially most likely finish behind Wesleyan, of course, St. Andrews and Kentucky Christian with only 3 wins each in the conference. Kind of cements their place down there. But Wesleyan picks up their 10th win overall on the season in the conference play, and does it in a thriller down the stretch here as Coach Ray Stone has quickly made his way up to the booth with us, as we'll get his headset thrown over there to him and be able to give him a quick chat. And Wesleyan does it. Both teams shot the ball very well this afternoon, and Wesleyan just has to use 5 extra minutes, Coach, as you join us to pick up a win. And it was a fight. You led by 8 early in the first half, and then throughout the game and overtime, 23 different lead changes, and 15 times y'all were tied.
Yeah.
Not that I was counting, but, just another example of a hard-fought game in the conference on the men's side, and finally one that you all are able to close out.
Yeah, and we needed that too. We've had a lot of close games that we let slide between our fingers, and so you can't look at numbers, you can't look at standings on the men's side. Everybody can compete. We've talked about this plenty of times, and in the back of our mind, we knew what happened over there. But really good team. They're playing for a purpose. They're trying to get into that top 10 spot. So from here on out, man, it's going to be a dogfight every single night.
Essentially, by the way I look at it, that's essentially put you all into the top 10 for good, I would think, because really it's Truett McConnell right behind you all at 10th place, but you've swept them in the regular season. Bluefield you split with. Of course, though, you want to handle business with 2 more games in the regular season is the end goal as well. But the key is you got another good night from a lot of different players, not one guy that you had to rely on here tonight. You had 5 players in double figures. Kobe Pride and Ty Hurst lead with 14. Pride had 10 rebounds for the double-double. Then you got Nashawn Jones and Jay Reed and Peyton West all with 12 points apiece. So that's a pretty good night when you can expand it across the team that way.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's been a while since we had that many people in double digits, and so we mixed up the lineup a little bit, just trying to match up to their personnel. So it was good, and it's also a good confidence booster. We had Nashawn's first time starting all season, so I heard the interview at halftime. I mean, he brings energy regardless, so I knew he was going to be really excited.
He was low-key in the interview, but he brought it on the court, which I challenged him. But
yeah, he did. But I'm proud of, like always, man, I'm proud of each and every one of these guys. And even the guys that didn't get in the game, I mean, they helped prepare us and help those other guys get ready for the competition that we're going to face.
They had a guy that, by our standards, didn't look like he was going to light up the outside shot, but Bluefield shot it very well, just like you all did, and Washington Thomas knocked down some clutch threes. But a guy that you all held in check is Elijah White tonight. He had 32 in the previous matchup tonight. He did it early getting to the rim, but slowed him down in the second half.
Oh, definitely. He's number 1 on the scouting report. He's a really good player, man, hands down. And we were just trying to keep him from getting his average, and getting off, and he gets them going. We just want to try to frustrate him a little bit. But, what I'm saying, like, with Washington Thomas, off the bench with 18 points. They have guys that can step in and avoid that point space.
Tell us what you think Coach Morgan was thinking about when he did not start Elijah White in the overtime.
I was surprised. I was surprised to see him out there. But the thing about it is, Coach, he played a lot of minutes. He probably thought he could just buy a few minutes early in the halftime, give him some breath or whatever, and bring him back out. That's my only thoughts.
Well, Peyton West took advantage of that pretty quick.
By the time he got back out there, they were in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, you've got a big road game on Wednesday night at Pikeville, a team that you beat here earlier this season. And they're up there at the top of the conference standings along with Union, who you played to a 1-point game here earlier this week. So how's the focus shift to the Pikeville Bears now?
I mean, the thing about it is we can't look and say that we beat them. Yeah, it feels good, and we did. But they're playing for first place themselves. You know, they're right there up under Union, and depends on, you know, how they did tonight. I don't know. But in the back of their mind, they knew what happened here, and so they're going to be ready for us up there. So we got to be ready to match their intensity and be focused, be tuned in, and give them the best game we can give them.
Well, Coach, appreciate you joining us once again, and it's always good to talk after a win.
Always.
Family in town, saw Little Ray. We can't call him Little Ray anymore. Yeah. He's not little by any means, but always good to talk after a big win here. And best of luck on the road. We'll be with you at Pikeville for that nice long road trip.
Heart.
So, hey, we'll come follow the Bulldogs. And
right.
As long as Matt Harper keeps me awake, we'll be all right. So
enjoy the trip.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
sir.
what we're going to do.
Coach, you don't want to come with us?
Been there, done that.
He's going to bow
Check
out on
that off,
one.
right?
Well, Coach Ray Stone, pleased with his team's effort tonight and got one to go their way using overtime here against Bluefield at home. So congrats, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Good job, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So Bulldogs in that 9th spot in the regular season standings right now essentially has punched their ticket into the top 10 by my count. We'll see how the rest of it gets played out, but they do have a big series or a big matchup with Pikeville coming up on Wednesday night, and then they'll finish the regular season. We won't cover that one against Reinhardt on Saturday, a week from tonight. They will face off against the Reinhardt Eagles, who sit right above them at 10-11. Now Wesleyan at 10-9 in the conference standings. Of course, a lot of those teams have played. Again, Washington Thomas leads Bluefield with 18 points. Wesleyan 5 players in double figures. Pride has the double-double, 14 and 10. Hurst, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. 12 points by Nashawn Jones in his first start, along with 6 rebounds, 3 assists. And then Jay Reed added 12 points and 9 boards, along with Peyton West adding 12 points and 4 assists for the Bulldogs. And everybody that saw the floor put up points for the Bulldogs here today. Well, a good day here at James L. Robb as both teams pick up conference wins, and much needed for them in the hunt for Kingsport here in the postseason. Once again, thank you to Coach Rice. Thank you to Jacelyn Stone, J.C. Powell. Thank you to Coach Stone. Thank you to Nashawn Jones for joining us as well. And I want to thank the man to my left, Coach Stan Harrison, as our last broadcast will be on the road. So appreciate you being by me here at home all season long for our coverage of Tennessee Wesleyan basketball. It's been a joy to have you once again this season, and always welcome back anytime. So
it's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed it and look forward to doing it again.
If you want to jump in the car to Pikeville, you just let us know. We'll take you up there, but I think you'll pass.
If I'm not there when you get ready to leave, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll leave. Well, for all of us here today from James L. Robb, appreciate you listening. Thank you to Handsome Dan back at the station. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We'll see you on Monday night for McMinn Girls at 6 o'clock. That'll be our next broadcast. But that'll do it for WGSQ, WLAR Sports. This is Jared Wright. Have a great night.